Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Roadcraft. Hope you guys are as excited as I am. It is finally here. I've been waiting for Roadcraft for a very long time here, and it is finally here. We got Roadcraft on deck today. So, you guys are ready? Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, this is Roadcraft. First thing we need to do is create our company. And we're going to use this big old pickup truck here. And of course, we're going to go ahead and make it purple. We just need a logo for the side of our truck. And I think we're going to go expedition style. Get the logo here. Maybe, actually, let's swap these. Let's do... Oh, there we go. A little expedition style logo. There we go. That's a nice looking truck. Let's go ahead and start Roadcraft. Okay, so these are all the maps. Looks like we have to start at Precipice first. And then there's some more maps that we can go from there. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it here. There we go. All right. I've been waiting for Roadcraft for such a long time. I am so excited to finally play it. I had a really good time with the demo about a month ago. Or maybe it was 2 months ago. I can't remember how long ago that was. But I had a really good time with the demo. And here we are, finally, full release of Roadcraft. We're going to jump in. We're going to have some fun with it. And just kind of go from there. Alright, Operation Precipice, North Africa Spring. You are subcontracted to assist in reinforcing the shoreline of a phosphate plant. This task is part of a large-scale S&R preparation effort for an upcoming storm. You'll be guided through the tutorial panels. If you miss any information, all tutorials can be found in the Codex section of the pause menu. Alright, I got it.
Hey there. The name's Kelly. And
Hey,
I'll
Kelly.
be your friendly neighborhood dispatcher for today. And every day unless we screw something up. Then the company replaces us, like dead batteries.
Oh.
But until then, I'll be here
That's
to help as
depressing.
much as I can. Not that you need much help with your first task. You need to head to the lookout point and take in the general layout of that town on the coast. They're bracing for one hell of a storm.
Okay.
I suggest you get on with the agenda before the storm hits.
The parking brake. Alright, there we go. Alright, we gotta drive over to this little marker first. Take a look at the view. It's a very nice view there. Alright. This is your tracked objective. Note that it was updated when you completed the previous step. Take a look around and head for the next marker. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're going to turn that all-wheel drive on. And we're going to make our way over to the next marker. Objective complete. Check out the surroundings. Alright. Alright, our first task is done. How about that?
Enjoying the sights? I often hear they're the best part of your job. At least your job has a best part. I have to make do with cheap coffee and a broken AC.
That
Ready for
sounds
your next
miserable,
mission?
Kelly. I'm sorry.
Well, aren't you lucky? Investigate the phosphate plant. Not too exciting, but who am I to argue, right? Go take a look.
Okay, we gotta check out the phosphate plant. That is probably just down the road here. I don't see any other way we can go other than follow the road, so let's go. Alright, here we are. It's a path to the left. Our objective is over here. We can get through this water. Low gear, all-wheel drive, and diff lock. Alright. Warning, deep water. Terrain scanner. Oh, okay, that's just like the expeditions thing. That's good. Just gotta get through this swamp first. Alright, there we go. Scout vehicles are equipped with a winch that can hook various elements. Hold RB and aim with your foot. Go. Alright, go ahead and open the doors and head on in. Oh, there we go. We got the dozer now. Alright. Open the map to see objectives. Clear the way to the plant. Clear the area of objects. Alright. Alright, so we're going to have to hop into the dozer here. And clear this out. Alright. Graders have several modes that can be toggled by holding down: marching, manual, asphalt destruction, and sand flattening.
Hey, you're not a bad navigator. To be fair, a child could handle it if they could reach the gas pedal. Still, you did fine too, so kudos to you. Now it's time to get you to your forward base. It's not much to look at, but should keep you warm. Oh, and on your way there, be a darling and clear the plant's old entrance for the cavalry. They're coming later. If the higher-ups don't cut the funding.
Okay, we gotta clear this area. Manual mode. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm not very good at pushing stuff out of the way. Get this car out of here. The car's kind of stuck right now. Can I turn it? There we go. Alright, that's out of the way. Just gotta get this big spool out of the way. There's that. And one last thing, let's get this fence out of here. We don't need this fence. There we go. That should be good enough for now. Let's go park the dozer. We'll put you back in marching mode. And let's go ahead and swap back into the scout. We need a new objective. Let's do visit the forward base. Should be just up the road here. And now that we've cleared the gateway, we can just go ahead and just drive right on through here. Up the road we go. Alright, this looks like the forward base here. Alright, we have found the forward base.
Welcome. The good news is, you're in charge now. Bad news is, the storage and allocation of resources are all on you. So, use them wisely. And
Okay.
remember, a penny saved is a penny earned. For the company.
For the company!
On to your
Let's go.
next job. Storm's rolling in, and we need to build a flood wall before it does. Before it rolls in, I mean. Storms seldom build walls.
Okay.
First, we need to plot a route from the base to the phosphate plant. Once we do that, we can deliver the crane parts to make the wall.
Okay, let's do that first. Build a route. Okay. Alright, we need to start plotting. Okay, so that's where we start from. Okay, so if we bring the trucks down. This path we used is pretty stable to get up here, so these trucks should be able to get through this way. Probably using way too many plot points, but I'd rather be thorough with my navigation. That. And then you should be able to just drive right in there. Alright, let's go ahead and dispatch the vehicles. There they go. Alright, so remaining reward 1,200 per truck, 200. So I guess we'll just let those go for now. They should be able to get there okay. Infrastructure, let's hit this route. Did I plot this right? I gotta. Yeah, they should be able to navigate that. Yeah. Here they go. Look at them go. You're gonna follow. We got 3 trucks. Alright. So these guys are just gonna go. Alright, route is good. Hope the. Let me move the dozer. It might be in the way here.
Looks like we're gonna need a generator for the phosphate plant. There should be one somewhere
Move
close
you
to
out of the way
abandoned
here.
facility. Check your map. If you can find it, bring it back to the garage inside the abandoned facility.
Okay. Find a generator. There's the trucks. They are on their way. There they are. For now. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh, they're stuck. They gotta. I gotta fix that. They're getting stuck. I gotta back up and go. All right. Yeah. Can I edit the route? Or do I need to replot this whole thing? I mean, it technically works, but... Okay. I can just... There we go. Actually, that might be a little too far. We're going to have to hold this down and move. Oh, that should be fine. That should be better, because they were getting kind of stuck, so that should help them turn in there a little bit better. Because we're turning a little bit later, let me just move the dozer out of the way just to be safe. Okay, so with these trucks rolling, I guess it's just going to dispatch trucks, and every truck I get some money. Because it says remaining reward, so I think we're good there. Now we need to find a generator somewhere. Oh, I need vehicles. Let's enter the scout. Let's go see if we can find this generator in the abandoned facility. There we go. Is this where we need to go? I see, yeah, yellow. Okay. You have just entered a search area. All the Scoutbot vehicles are equipped with an object scanner. The scanner will help you locate quest objects hidden within surface search areas. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. I know we got to get into this facility here somewhere. Let's do a object scanner. Oh, that is what I'm looking for right there. Okay. It's up on top of the building, which is interesting. I can't go that way. And that's super swampy. Some environmental objects can be pushed, pulled, knocked over, or hooked with a winch. Look for the yellow markings to spot them. Oh, this thing? Can I winch it? No. So, is this a knockover? Is that what this is? Oh yeah, look at that. Alright. That's really cool. It's actually really cool. Okay, I'm driving on a building now. Just driving on an unfinished concrete building. Another one I can just knock over. Oh, sweet. But that's a hole. I see another one I could knock over here. Oh, don't fall off. Don't fall off, truck. It's okay. Alright, now I should be able to get across. I think that I'm just driving my truck through this unfinished construction building. Just driving right on all that rebar. There we go. Can I go? Oh yeah, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, now what? That's what I'm looking for. I don't have any way to pick that up. Knock this over. Unless I can just... Can I just pull it with the winch? Is that what I'm supposed to... Oh, hold on. We just... Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so I can just drag this. There we go. It doesn't seem like the most productive way to transport this, but you know, whatever works. Alright, let's head on down here. I think I just need to drag this over into the area here. There we go. That worked. You have a new vehicle to play with. Let's head to the Vehicles tab and switch to it. Go complete all hands on deck. Okay.
You wrapped up all the prep work nicely. I knew I could rely on you, which is especially great since I had nobody else to rely on. You're the only contractor in the sector.
Well, lucky me.
The fate of everything rests upon you. No pressure. Besides,
No
the only
pressure.
thing left to
Sounds
do
like a lot of
is build
pressure,
one
honestly.
wall before the storm hits. First, you'll need to scoop up some concrete slabs. There should be plenty around your base. Naturally, you'll want to use the crane to move them.
Okay.
Then you need to drop them off in the loading area. Easy as pie, right? I could go for some pie. Anywho, the generator's in working order, so now you just
Go
need
for
to
some
make
pie,
sure it's
too.
delivered. Shouldn't be too hard. Just plot a course from the workshop to the phosphate plant.
Okay. Alright. Alright, we got a rusty mobile crane here. Oh, okay. Activate concrete slabs. I gotta move these into the loading zone. Create a route to deliver the generator. Okay. Can the trucks get through here? They have to be able to get through here, right? Because I can't send them through the building. That would be stupid. All the big trucks through the building. That sounds like a terrible idea. I guess I'll give it a try. Start plotting. Okay. So these have to go to the phosphate plant, which is a very long route. I'm going to do you and then you. I want them falling off into the swamp there. Is there a way they can go? I hope so. Alright, before they go, let me jump in the dozer here, because it looked like there was a gate up on the other side here. I want to make sure that's cleared so that the trucks can actually, like, roll through here. got some kind of gate here. Can I just knock this over? There we go. Alright, with this open, the truck should be able to just roll right through here. Alright, next up, it is time. Let's see, we got the route. Remaining reward, 350, 600. Reward 3,200, 900. Okay, they are able to get through this muddy water just fine. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting through the gate, which they should now be able to do because I opened that up. We should be okay. We'll see what happens if it's not. Alright, let's move the concrete slabs. I need to swap to this crane truck. Now we're going to move concrete slabs to the loading zone. Okay, vehicle failed route. Where did we fail at? The door closed? Okay. I don't know. How did the door close? I opened this. Unless they hit it. Okay, let's try this again. I think I just didn't do this right. Okay. We need a new route. Okay. So let's go ahead and plot the route. Everything was pretty much fine through here. We just follow this road. It's not quite a road yet. It's more like a muddy path, but the premise is still the same. Okay, so I want to stay to the left side here. And you're just going to go right through the middle of the gate here. Okay, that should do it. Alright, let's go ahead and get back in the crane here. Let's put those anchors out. That'll probably be a little better there. Okay. Okay. So if I rotate you around, that'll detach load. Okay, that's done. 4 of 6. Alright, let's bring you in. Okay, there's that. We just need one more. It did say infrastructure complete. It's not this one. Okay, 200 more here. So only 4 more trucks for this route. This route is working perfectly. Sort of. I mean, it's a little congested, but they are getting where they need to go. Probably smooth that out just a little bit, but it's okay. So you are still sending trucks. And you are sending trucks. Okay. Alright, we're going to wait for this truck to go by, and then we're going to go grab another concrete slab with this big crane. Go plop this concrete block down. Here you go. Resources are stored in your base storage, which is accessible from any of your bases. In each map, you can unlock access to multiple interconnected bases. Your current objective requires resources to be stored in your base storage in order to complete it. Got it. Let's move this crane out of the way here. Okay, open the map to complete the task. Transfer resources. Okay, perfect. Alright, bring resources to the phosphate.
Looks like you'll need to do some hauling.
Okay.
Take a cargo truck and load it up with the concrete slabs and steel beams. Then, deliver it to the phosphate plant. And if you're in the mood for extra supplies, you could plot a route between the warehouse and the forward base. It's not essential, but it'll make things easier for you in the long run.
Okay. Connect the warehouse and forward base with a route. I'm gonna have to discover the warehouse before I can do that. But we can bring resources to the phosphate plant. Concrete slabs and steel beams. So we need a crane truck. I do have... Oh, I got the mule. I do have 5 beams. Let me see here. There we go. I need to track this. I need to see how many I need. I need 2... Oh, there we go. Okay, I got them now. Steel beams. Okay, we got the 2 steel beams. And then we need some slabs. We got slabs sitting here. Okay, but I don't have a crane on this truck, so let's go ahead and swap back to the crane. So I need to load up 3 slabs and 2 beams, and there are 3 slabs right here. And then I got the 2 beams I just dropped off. Okay, so let's put the anchors down. There we go. Alright, I should be able to just load this right into the truck here. Okay, perfect. That's in. Alright, let's grab you. Okay, that's on there. Let's shorten the rope length. Okay, that's on there. Now we just need to get these beams onto the truck. Oh, don't do that. Okay. I got an extra beam here. That's probably fine. Okay, that is all loaded up. I think what I need to do, though, is I want to put this beam back in the storage. Let me put this back in storage. But let's not tip the truck over. Okay, so I should be able to jump in this truck now. And strap the cargo down. And where do I got to take this? The phosphate plant. All the way over there. All right. And away we go. It took a very long time to get that cargo loaded, but it worked. And the routes are doing well. We got trucks finishing routes. Just rolling in cash. Whoa, hold on. Hold on, truck. We got a very heavy load coming in. Where's this delivery? It's right down here, I think. Looks like it. Yeah. Alright, let's head down here. Let's get this cargo delivered. There we go. Bring resources to the phosphate plant.
Actually, you need that more than I do. I'm safe back at HQ, but the folks in that town aren't. So, good luck.
Okay, so that's done. Jump in the crane here. We gotta put these wall sections in place. How are my routes doing? Connect the warehouse and forward base of the route. Optional, all roads received. Okay, that's good. Remaining rewards 1,600. Let's get the other route done. But to do that, I need to figure out where this warehouse is. Should be down the road here. Let's go ahead and get back to the main path. Let's try to get to this warehouse, and then, you know, once we get there, we can plot a route. And then we can go do the crane work and get the seawall built. Kind of go from there. So those routes are still just doing their thing. Is this the warehouse? No, that's just the other side of the abandoned facility. The warehouse should be a little bit further up the road. Some kind of bridge out over there. Alright, so this is the warehouse. Okay, warehouse discovered. So I should be able to go to side objectives. So I'm going to bring you to the forward base. Okay. Which means we want to bring it just along this route here that we just used to get over here. So that is what we're going to do. Yeah, we want to go this way. Around the outside of the abandoned facility. So we want, yeah, we want up the hill. So if we go up the hill here, that should get us to where we need. Just making sure we're going to the right direction. There we go, and that is going to move materials over to the main building. So while that is doing its thing, these other ones are just about done. It is time to build a flood wall, which means we need to jump into the crane. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we gotta pick this up. Oop, not that way, we want to go this way. Okay, there we go. One's in place. Let's go get this next one. We got one more here, and then I gotta swap to the other crane and do 3 more. Alright, we'll just move this around here. There we go. Okay, let's jump into the next crane. Alright, we got one more here. Alright. Alright, let's keep it moving here. Let's lift this up. Alright, we're going to spin this around here. Alright, the truck's made it to the forward base from the warehouse. so that is that. Alright, you are done. You are still bringing me steel and concrete, and then I got 2 more rewards for that. Okay. Probably should have done the route stuff first, because then that would just be doing its thing while we're doing the crane. But, oh well. Let's pull you up. Alright, got 1 more slab to put in place here. There we go. Build a flood wall to strengthen the shore. Now we're level 2. Sure thing. Reinforce the endangered shoreline. Build complete shields up.
Jeez Louise, that was a close one. I was worried you weren't going to pull it off. If you keep this up, I might start getting optimistic. At least for the company's stocks. They've been crashing lately, but you might have just turned the tide. Now, doesn't that make you feel good?
For the company.
For all it's worth. Talk to you later.
All goes completed. And that silence is a strange kind of calm. It's as if the world's holding its breath, pretending everything is going to be alright, but a tempest must be true to its nature. You have completed all the main objectives on this map. New maps are now available in map selection. You can return to the hub to select a newly unlocked map, or stay here and finish the side activities. Okay, so we're here. There are no more side activities to do. So this map is actually done. Other than getting supplies, I've got all the money supplies. I don't really know if I need the infrastructure supplies. I don't think I actually need those. But we got all the money we can get out of here, plus all the XP. We're level 2. So let's go ahead and return to hub. All right. All right, Precipice is done. So now it's time for Aftermath. I like that I can just restart the map progress whenever I want to. That's pretty nice. All right. Aftermath. Alright, so I think Precipice is just that little, like, tutorial area. Completed objectives, side objectives, infrastructures, completed. Let me see this one more time. Okay, 3 infrastructure requests, 10 objectives, 1 side objective. Okay. Let's see. The region is mostly flooded after the storm, with notable destruction around the main routes and facilities. The core objective is mitigation of immediate damage caused by flooding, both in the industrial area and the civilian sector. Okay. That was a fun little tutorial level. That was great. Operation Aftermath, North Africa Spring. Your company returns to the region after the storm has passed to witness the aftermath and help mitigate the consequences. Well, we did a good job preparing things, so I guess we'll see what's left. Alright, here we are.
Looks like our hard work paid off. The storm's passed and the town's still standing. Still, we better check for damage. I've marked your destination at the harbor.
Okay. Let's see. Alright, this is the phosphate plant. Okay, so we've got all of this open right now. This is from when we were doing the last map. Okay, so we get to revisit this map. Cool. Let's see the rest of it. No infrastructure requests. Reach the harbor. Okay, I'm going to have to go across this bridge to get over there. Well, let's go on an adventure. A lot of broken branches here. Alright, so this is our forward base. It's not active right now. That's fine. Ooh, this area is all washed out right now. A lot of debris sitting around right now. That area is all completely flooded.
bridge is still in one piece. We had to move our operations before the storm. We needed to get to that harbor, so it had to be lowered. I was a bit worried about it, storm and all.
Well, the bridge held out, which is good. Alright, so where are we going now? Because we are now exploring completely new territory. It's all the way up there. Okay. My guess, since it's a harbor, it's going to be along the water's edge. So I think that's probably the best course of action here. But this is all washed out. I don't believe I can pass this way. Nope. Okay. Unless I can I go over these rocks? Let's see. Recently downloaded Mud Runner on my ROG Alley. Watching your videos for tutorials. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you are finding them super helpful. Well, welcome to the stream. We're playing some Roadcraft today. Trying to figure out how to get to this harbor right now. Super washed out right now. It's first driving sim game. See if I can go. Physics are a bit odd. Yeah, the physics can be a little strange sometimes, and I just drowned myself, so that's fun. Alright, I don't think... Can I pull myself out of here with this rock? Let me see. Yeah, the physics could be yeah, they can be. But for the most part they're pretty solid. But welcome to the driving sim genre. Hope you're having a good time with it. Is there anything this way that I couldn't launch onto? Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull myself this way. I seem to be very stuck. More than stuck, yeah. Yeah, I think more than stuck is probably pretty accurate. I can get out of this, though. There we go. Okay, okay, we got somewhere. We're going somewhere. There we go. We get the nose out of the water. There we go. Alright, we got it. I was not about to recover. No. We're going to get there. However we need to get there. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I think so. I mean, this is totally washed out. This is full of rocks here. I am playing with a controller. I got a Xbox controller that I play with. I have found it's a lot more enjoyable to play these with the controller versus the steering wheel. I do have a steering wheel, and most of that is just because of crane controls. Like Expeditions is probably fine on a controller because the most of the weird stuff you're doing is probably with the winch, but that's almost exclusively driving. You're not really using the winch a whole lot, other than places where you get stuck or need to pull a vehicle or something. So Expedition's probably pretty fun with the wheel. I haven't tried it with the wheel yet, but when it comes to this game and SnowRunner, where you're doing a lot of like crane controls and things like that, the controller is a lot more user friendly. Yeah, the Xbox controller is great. Don't get me wrong, like it's great. It's a great controller. I've spent countless hours in SnowRunner and Expeditions playing exclusively with the Xbox controller, and it is a great experience. Cavalry's finally arrived, but your work is just getting started. We did make it to the harbor, so how about that?
You might have noticed we've deployed some additional support. Supplies, vehicles, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But you'll need to jump in the crane and move all those containers out of the way first. And then you'll need to check the road from the harbor base to the transit point and clear out any hazards. Once that's done, you can plot a route for our vehicles.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Alright, we need to clear the way. I'm gonna move these containers out of the way. And I got a truck. We got a truck, and we got a crane. Don't know what to start with, so... Send additional support to the transit point. Okay, let's, I guess we'll start with the crane. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to move these cargo containers to, unless I just need to get them out of the way. Okay. That was interesting. Okay. Move the hook up, apparently. Okay. Alright, so let's pick this up. I'm going to move it out of the way. I guess I'm just pick this up and put it down on the other side here. But yeah, this is what I was talking about with the controller, because you gotta, especially here with Roadcraft, because you gotta jump in all these different cranes. The cranes are just way easier to control with a controller. I tried, you know, when I first played SnowRunner, I played with a wheel. And I was like, you know what, this is really cool. You got the wheel and you're driving through the mud and stuff, and it was just like a lot of fun. But then it kind of got to the point where I'm like, well, I gotta start using this crane. And I wasn't really going anywhere with it. Just because trying to get winch points and things like that attached with the crane, it just was not a super fun user experience using the wheel controls. But as soon as I hopped with the Xbox controller with it, it was a game changer. I had so much more fun when I swapped to the controller with these games. Now we got 2 more of these to grab. drop the hook down. I don't think I can bring it that way. Would it be easier to do this with the truck? I mean, here's the thing. Like, I can put the containers in the truck. Oh wait, no, those won't fit on this truck. Never mind. those are a little bit big for the truck. I thought those would fit into the truck a little better. Those are not going to fit into this truck at all. Okay, let's get this truck out of here. The truck is not going to help with anything right now. It's like, oh yeah, I could go just load the cargo onto the truck, just move it out of the way. That was not going to work very well. Alright. Let's try this again. We're just going to have to do this the slow way. Oh wait, can I just do this? Why didn't I think about this? I can bring it through the center here. Sort of. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. There we go. That's so much better. Okay, why didn't I do that the first time? I didn't realize that the thing could go all the way over to the side there. That makes way more sense. Okay. Okay, so I can grab this. Okay, let's rotate you. There we go. That is so much better. Okay, that's out of the way now. Send additional support to the transit point. Reach location. What is the transit point? Oh, that's up there. Okay. I'm going to leave the truck there. Let's go ahead and jump back in the Scout. And let's figure out where we're going. So I can go up here, down here, and then to the right, and that's where we gotta go. Okay. Alright, we are making some progress now. Alright, tag is 6455B, sports a wide bed, powerful engine. Your best bet to move sand around. Alright, we get to play with sand finally. Alright, this road has been damaged by the storm. It is impassable for convoys. The nearby dump truck will do the trick, switch to it, and repair the damaged sections. Let me go ahead and get moved out of the way here. Alright, let's jump in the Dump truck operation. Tipping angle. Open the tipper. Close the tipper. Learn where you can refill the dump truck. It's like sand quarries. Okay. So as long as we're within range of the sand quarry, we can refill the sand. There we go. Alright, we are doing sand now. Okay, there's that, and then we need to do some sand over here in this mud pit. Alright, I need one more load of sand, and then we can go grab the dozer. And go from there. Alright, we got sand. Let's go. Alright, one more load of sand here, and that should clear the way what we need. Alright, that should do the trick. Okay, so now I need to jump in the garage. This is where your fleet of vehicles is stored. Rusty vehicles and your chosen starter vehicles cannot be stored. So, to deploy a vehicle on the map, select it and press X. Vehicles that have already been deployed are marked with the wheel. Got it. There's the dozer. Alright, let me take a look at the shop here. You buy new vehicles from the shop. Some of them may be locked. The vehicle may be locked because you do not attain a high enough rank. You need to unlock the rusty version by completing the objective first. Alright, we got scouts, special equipment, roadworks. Okay. That's an upgraded dozer. Oh, that's the same thing. This just rotates around. Cargo, logging, crane. These are all the different crane trucks. Okay. And special equipment. You know, I want the upgraded dozer. Let's go ahead and get the dozer. You want to buy the dozer? Yeah, let's buy the dozer. Okay, let's go to the garage. Use your dozer to flatten sand. The dozer is stored in your garage. Alright, we have a shiny brand new dozer now. This is exciting. Alright. Alright. Alright, so we've got all the sand in play. We just need to flatten it. Oh, that worked out pretty great. Alright, let's go ahead and flatten this, and then I'm going to go a second pass over it just to make sure everything's solid. Because this is just a little on the bumpy side right now. I think we can do a little bit better job flattening it with a second pass. Perfect. Does it really need me to play this? There we go. Okay, now we need to do the route. Okay, we need route. Probably be easier to send the trucks up this way than to try to get them to turn and go through that little parking lot there. So we're just going to head this way. I'm going to have to move this out of the way. Right in the middle there. All right, let me get this. The boron was in the way. All right. Let's get the dozer out of the way. Okay, route failed. Alright, that should be good now. I don't see any other glaring issues on the route. I think it was just my truck was in the way. I didn't move the truck beforehand. Probably should have done that, but it's okay. Alright, so the trucks are on their way. And there's not much else I can do now until they get here. So I want to just go ahead and make sure everything's out of the way. The road to the transit point is still in rough shape. It's only telling me that because I had a truck in the way and the route failed because there was a truck in the way. I got enough sand here. This road is pretty solid. Should be anyway. I just need to make sure these trucks are just way out of the way here so there's no problems. There they are. Look at that, they're crossing my flattened sand with no problems. Look at them go. How about that? I have no idea what the rest of the road looks like beyond this point, but it should be fine. You know, I probably should have actually tested the route before I just sent the vehicles on their way. But it works, I guess. Yeah, they're just doing their thing right now. But the route looks good. Alright, the truck's in. Now we just need to get this Jeep in here. There we go, that's done.
Good job there. We need a base of operations on the other side of the river. And that means we need a bridge. I don't suppose you've built a bridge before, right? Well, there's a first for everything. Oh, and if you want a steady supply of concrete slabs, I have just the thing. You can send a concrete slab convoy from the warehouse to the harbor base. Not essential, but it should keep our reserves up.
Okay. From the warehouse to the harbor base. Alright, set up our base on the next time. Send a convoy. The warehouse and the harbor base. Okay, so that means I need to go to work on this. This needs to be fixed. That is not gonna work. Can I sand? I can't sand quarry. Alright, I'm gonna have to do some work on this in order to actually get a route between the warehouse and the harbor base. Warehouse to harbor base. Yeah, I gotta do something here. We're gonna need to move some sand. I gotta fill this in. What is our other objective, though? Set up our base on the other side of the river. Okay, so we're going to have to build a base. We have concrete slabs, which means we need a crane. And we need the hauling truck. Got the hauling truck. Where am I at? Okay, set up our base. Oh, I'm already here. Alright, you need to build a bridge across the river. Open the map tab and go to the bridges tab. We want wide concrete bridge. Okay, to build the bridge, deliver the required resources to any of the designated zones at either end. You can also cancel the plan. Oh, we don't want to do that. But we do need 8 concrete slabs to build this bridge. Okay, there is a bunch of concrete here that we could potentially use. It's just sitting there. We also need to fill in this water pit and flatten it with sand. So let's go work on that, I guess. Is it honking at me? I see you. Alright, so those guys are doing their thing. I'm gonna go get sand. I've got sand. I just need to take the sand where the sand's got to go. As we fill in that water pit that I kind of got stuck in earlier, then we should be able to plot the route from the warehouse over. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am going the right way. We're gonna have to put some sand down here as well. Okay, that has been sanded. But here's the issue here. I gotta keep coming all the way back to the harbor to get sand. The sand quarry's not that big. So we gotta get this route figured out. I think one more load of sand there, and that area will be good. Alright, we got sand. The real issue is going to be that sunken hole. I'm just trying to clean up a little spot here that probably doesn't quite need to be cleared up, but it would help. And here's the other issue. We got all these rocks and things. So we're going to have to route down this way. Which I think this section is fine. And now that I'm looking at it coming through this way, I filled in that puddle and it didn't necessarily need to be filled up, so... what do you do? Stream bitrate is low. Hold on, what's going on with the stream right now? What is going on right now? Is everything looking okay for you guys? Because I'm getting alerts that everything's kind of choppy right now. Not quite sure what's going on at the moment. Where's the best place to get sand? Just up here. Cool. Alright, we got some sand. Why is everything choppy right now? What is going on right now? Why is everything running so slow? YouTube is not receiving enough data. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I think we're good now. What in the world? I got nothing. I am dropping every single frame. What just happened? I like lost all of my upload speed. Alright, well, I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'm going to go try to figure this out. And if and when I do, I will be back live this evening. If not, you will catch me again soon. Because I am not sure what's going on right now. I'll have to figure this out. But I will catch you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, I don't even know if this is transmitting right now. I hope it is, but...